Understanding the YouTube algorithm in 2021. What I want to share with you are the top 3 things that you need to know, the most important 3 things that you need to be able to understand in order to get more subscribers and more viewers, as well as more engagement on your content in 2021. What's up everyone? My name is John Lee. Thank you so much for tuning in as always, and if you're new, welcome. I put up multiple videos every single week helping you scale your business using creative and innovative strategies, kind of focusing on personal branding, social media, content. Now without further ado, let's get into it. YouTube is one of the best social media platforms and one of the most powerful social media platforms out there today. 1.9 billion active users, and again, because it's evergreen, it grows over time and you're able to monetize it. There's so much power in YouTube, but a lot of people struggle with it. So today I'm going to share with you 3 things that are going to help you understand YouTube better and use its algorithm to your advantage. Now, if you don't know, number 1 is post velocity. What does post velocity mean? If you look at something like Instagram's algorithm really cares with the first hour of your post. So the first hour, depending on how much engagement you get, Instagram shows it to about 10% of your audience. And then if you get lots of engagement, and it shows it to another 10%, and so on and so forth. YouTube cares more about the first 24 hours. So what do you need to make sure? You need to get the most amount of engagement possible within the first 24 hours. Now, how do you increase your engagement within the first 24 hours and your initial post velocity to make sure you get the most amount of views? Ultimately, you can do a couple of things. 1, share across social media platform to make sure you're getting in front of different audiences. I like to send it out to my database because, again, my database is specifically tailored towards the content that I put out, so it's going to be a valuable resource for them. So it's not like I'm just trying to send them somewhere that isn't going to be useful for their time. I respect every single person's time. I want to make sure I'm giving them value within that a lot of time. So using a couple of different cross-promoting strategies are really going to help you make sure that you increase that post velocity. Going back to YouTube's algorithm, if you have 2 videos that are the exact same, posted to the exact same time within the first 24 hours, one video is watched by 900 people and has 24 comments and 13 likes, compared to the other one which is watched by only 200 people and it only has 1 like, no comments. Then ultimately YouTube is going to say, well, a lot more people are enjoying this first video. We're going to promote that and give that more viewership. YouTube wants to keep people on their platform. So if you tailor your video towards doing the right things that are going to help your video show YouTube that people are enjoying your content, they're going to share it with more people with their algorithm because they want people to stay on their platform. And that comes by showing them the most valuable content related to what they're searching for. Number 2 is watch time. So if YouTube looks at your video and sees how many people are watching, so you know most people are aiming for about 50% or more. If you can get over 50% watch time on your video, you're doing pretty good. I'll give you one of these thumbs up and I'll ask for you to give this video a thumbs up as well. If people are watching less, ultimately YouTube's not going to promote that video as much. Let me give you an example. If 2 people have the exact same video and somebody watches 65% of one video and the same video by a different audience is watched by 16%, YouTube itself obviously isn't watching the video. It's looking at the metrics in the data. So if YouTube, even though the 2 videos are the exact same, can see that one is being watched 65% of the time and the other is being watched 16% of the time, obviously it's going to promote the first one that is getting more engagement because it seems from a data analytics perspective that more people are enjoying watching first video. So watch time is key. Now, how do you increase watch time? There's a couple of different strategies. The first one is to just make your content very valuable and to the point. don't be rambling off. Don't be telling stories that don't matter, that don't relate. Make sure that when you're recording videos, you've got a structured line, you know exactly what you want to talk about, you know the exact delivery points that you're going to provide value to your target audience and your ideal avatar, and make sure that they're just making a video as long as it needs to be in order for you to provide value, and not trying to just hit a certain 10, 20, 50-minute mark just because it looks good or because the YouTube algorithm prefers that length of a video. So the number 2 thing you can do is make your content more engaging based on the editing style and how it would increase the watch time. The viewers are not just looking at a talking head the entire time. What people are seeing is their intention is remaining still, because ultimately they're being engaged by having to watch different things, seeing different motion, and we're seeing massive increases in people's watch time by making it more engaging based on the editing, and then pairing that with strong strategic and structured value delivery. You're gonna see your watch time start to explode. Number 3 is click-through rate. So what it does is, the click-through rate is whenever YouTube shows a video on the homepage or the discovery page or whatever page it is showing it on, ultimately the viewer has a decision to make where they can either click on your video or they can click on any one of the other 10 videos that are shown on there. So the click-through rate is looking at whenever your video is shown on a screen amongst a clutter of other videos, how many people are clicking on your video. Now again, looking at what statistics are showing us is that if you can get over 5% click-through rate, you're doing pretty darn well. Now most people are getting 1, 2, or 3% click-through rate. So how do you get a better click-through rate? Ultimately, this comes down to 2 important things. The first thing is making sure you have a very engaging thumbnail. Again, you want to make sure you stand out. And one little secret tip that I advise is to use contrasting colors, or colors that stand out against YouTube's colors. So try to avoid things like very gray, white, black, red, because those are YouTube's colors. And ultimately, most people are using it, and it makes it blend in. So if you use something different, like a bright yellow, orange, a Tiffany blue, something that really adds some contrast and pop, some people are looking at it, it's going to drive more attention towards your video and increase your click-through rate. Now the next part of that is your title. So again, you want to look at this from a consumer behavior perspective. Put yourself in the consumer's shoes. That's why people use clickbait whenever you're looking at a title. You want to entice the people in order to watch your video. Now, I don't recommend clickbait. I've never used clickbait because, again, I simply just don't believe in it. It does work for some people, but that's not my style of doing business. I focus more on providing value, so I like to make sure that my title is impactful. It shows value, that you're going to get answers that they were looking for. Think about your own behavior. When you're looking at this, look at what type of thumbnails you're clicking on, look at what types of thumbnails are attractive to you, and make you want to click on that video. Then just simply do that for your own content. So if you have any other questions, drop a comment below. I engage with 100% of the people that comment and engage with my videos. I appreciate it so much. Give me one of these thumbs up, like, comment, subscribe, and click on the video here at the end screen for more awesome content. I know you're gonna get some value from it. As always, I'll see you in the next one.
Even if the sky is falling down,